All right, everyone. Well, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are, and thanks for joining us. My name is Tom Robbins. I'm with Kentico, and I appreciate everyone who is joining our webinar today. I know that taking this time out of your day is pretty important. So today's webinar, we're really going to look at a learning management solution that's built on top of Kentico CMS. It's called the CPD Academy, and I've had a chance to look at it myself, and it really is fantastic. And it helps to fill a niche that we're seeing within the Kentico community, and it's something that's becoming part of a lot of the solutions that we can see put together. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the folks at CPD Academy. Simon, are you guys ready?
Yeah, sure, Tom. Good to hear from you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Simon Budd. I'm the Managing Director at Tell Online, and we are the creators of the CPD Academy. CPD is an online learning management system built on the Kentico platform. I've got with me today Alex Johnson, who is the CTO, and Roman Maisky, who is our Marketing Manager. So together we'll be taking you through the various aspects of our work with CPD Academy, the technical side, the functionality, and some of the commercial sides to the system. So let's move on from that one.
Sure.
So CPD is like I said, it's a learning management system. It's basically built on the premise that Kentico is a very powerful content management system with a lot of great collaboration tools, but we felt that for the e-learning market there was additional modules and additional functions that we could actually develop and actually take that to the learning management community. A number of years ago, we started by creating systems for the likes of Heinz, Novartis, Associated British Foods, all using the Kentico platform as the basis for e-learning. Following that, over a number of years, we evolved our ideas until in 2011 we decided to bring together all our knowledge and the experience that we gained and to create a software that we could actually work with Kentico and create the CPD Academy. So what is the CPD Academy? Well, as you can see from the screen, the CPD is made up of a number of the Kentico modules. If you can see the jigsaw, and the bottom of the jigsaw actually sets out Kentico CMS as the core of the entire learning management system. We've got collaboration tools, where we're using the collaboration tools that you find within Kentico. User management, basically a configured set of users and configured user management, and the reports and statistics which we use on the reporting side of the CPD deliverable. We have also created a number of new modules. These include a test creator, learning content management system, which basically is an evolution of the CMS to encompass actual learning content and managing that learning content. Course management, where basically we're bringing together different elements, different material to make up a course for a user. The training plan and archive, which is the front end of the system that deals with a learner's route through the learning experience, and the manager panel, which basically deals with the management of subordinates and how a manager can actually create learning pathways. So we're going to be looking through all of that. If we can move on.
Yep.
So a little bit of history. Tel Online have been Kentico fans since version 2. That's a fairly long time. We're currently number 8 in the list of Kentico partners on the Kentico website. We've been e-learning specialists since 2001. And basically, as I've just said, we've been mixing it up with learning management systems and Kentico since 2008. So I'm going to pass you across to Roman Maisky, who is going to take you around the system and take you on a tour of the CPD.
Okay, so we'll have to rush through the whole demonstration a little bit, as I only have about 20 minutes to do so. I will show you the front end first. So if we just log into the CPD Academy as it is at the moment, I'll show you the front end, how it looks like for a student, how the person would see our template. So we feel that the learning management system is built, has two parts contains two parts of e-learning. So on one side there is the informal part of e-learning, and on the other side there's the formal part. What I mean with this, informal, I mean there's blogs, forums, news, wikis, FAQs, all collaboration tools that we took out of Kentico. This is where employees or users can, excuse me, we got a problem with the screen.
Yeah, okay. Press play.
Right, sorry about that. So again, everything here that you see here is collaboration tools out of Kentico, and this is where employees can share their knowledge without being tracked. No one is looking what they're doing, whereas up here we have the more formal part of e-learning, where there's actually the learning path is set and in a training plan, and it can be I can show you that now. So if we go into my courses, which is probably the most important part of the LMS, this is where a student sees his training plan. Right, we've put in some accordions that explain the functionality. I'll close that here. This is an example of a training plan. So I'm the student now, as you can see here. I got my training plan is Kentico training and videos. The training plan consists of 3 items. One is a document, there's a video, and finally there's a test. So if I just show you how it works, so the user will come and would then view the document by clicking on a link, and the system would load the content either into a player, or it would open up the relevant application. So in this case, this is a Word document. If I were to click on here now, Word would open. I'm not doing it now because we haven't got that much time, and would view the document. Once I've done that, it's CPD, so continuing professional development is based on self-certification. Once that's done, I come here, I certify that I have viewed the content, and the system tracks this and will update the progress bar accordingly. So if I quickly go to these other bits here and do the same, I'll show you what happens then. So this is an embedded video from Vimeo that's being played in a player. I'll watch this once I've done it. Again, self-certification, and the system updates everything. And the last thing, which is an interesting thing, this is a test now that we've built within the test creator. I'll show you in a minute how that's done. This is a test I'll have to take. This is a fish test. It's not actually a Kentico test, as you can see. I quickly run through this and answer a couple of questions. Next. We've got different question types. I'll show you in the back end later on a bit more in detail. I don't know, let's just say something. I haven't actually seen that test yet. How long would you place fresh water? Let's say 10 minutes. And the last question, do you prefer male or female crab? I think I know this one, it's male crabs. So now that the test is over, the system asks for confirmation whether I want to finish. Otherwise I could go back and go through the questions again, but I'm happy to finish this test. It will then tell me whether I passed or failed, and we will record it accordingly. Once that's done, the training plan is finished, and you can see it here. It has now moved into the archive. I can now view a certificate that I have done this training plan. I can print that out and can then ask for a new training plan. Another thing I quickly would like to show you is if I log out now and I log in as a line manager, we call line manager, that would be my boss, so to speak. If I log in as line here, we have another thing called manager panel. Simon said it a minute ago, where we can track the users and see the development of what they're doing. So if I now see what Roman did, I can see what he's done. That's his training plan. And I can also go back and see reports, and can click on here and see different reports. You see a percentage completed per user, average time, and so on and so forth.
So Roman, you can, this is also an area where you can actually create new training plans, is that right?
Yes, if I go back to Roman here, I can change his training plan and can say, okay, let's add this to the training plan. Let's go into presentation and say, okay, he has to do module 3 and maybe the food guide pyramid and so on. Save it, and then this is saved and will update the training plan accordingly.
Could I have another quick look at that? I'm not sure.
Or administrative tools. We've created 5 modules and explain the difference, so the content into the system. Different learning content then gets put into a course, and the course and also single learning content gets put into a training plan that then gets assigned to a user who will then take the training plan and fulfill the training. A special module down here is the test creator. You've seen it before a minute ago, the fish test. That's where you can create tests, put questions into a question bank. I'll show you quickly how every module in more detail. So if I start with learning content, I'm not going to lose too much time here. It's a simple list of content where we can upload any file type onto the system. If it's not in there, you can add MIME types into a custom table and upload content from your desktop. I'm not going to do this now. I'm going to go back out to Tools. The next thing would be courses. The way a course is set up, I'm going to quickly create a new one. So there's a title, a description, there's a long description, and we can also add a default time to completion, let's say 10 days, and then I'm going to save this quickly. Go back in now, add the actual content. So let's say we add the video. It's the same what we've seen in the front end. You can drag and drop, or you can just do it via arrows. So let's add a video. Let's add some document to this and the presentation, and then save it. Right, if I go back out to Tools, I'm quickly showing you how to add a training plan. It's pretty much exactly the same. You are going to open up the one I've had a minute ago. You give it a name, you put a completion date, you assign it to a single user. At the moment, we've had the requirement to it would be possible to assign training plans to multiple users. This is being developed at the moment, and we're going to add that to the system shortly. Maybe you've noticed, so a minute ago we had video, documents, presentations, and tests. Now we got a fifth one, which is courses, where I can just select the course I just created a minute ago and add the whole thing to the training plan, and if needed, single elements out of the other groups. Save that, and that's that. And then is the last thing. No, that's not the last. Second to last is the test creator. I do apologize a little bit. We don't have time to show everything in more detail. So if anyone is interested in a more in-depth demonstration, please get in touch with us. We'll take the time to show you in much more detail how it works. The test creator. So I'm going to show you, we did a nice summer Olympic quiz. Maybe some of you have actually completed it. It's as simple as possible. You give it a name, a pass percentage, a couple of more features that you can either click or select or not, and then you add questions to the test again by just clicking add to the test, and it would then appear on the right side. The way questions are done, I show you here. It's a question bank where you can put the question in, you can select the question type. If I open this drop down, you see what kind of questions there are. At the moment we have fill in the blank, matching drop down, multiple choice, multiple response questions, numeric, sequence drop down, and true false questions. I think that pretty much covers all questions possible and all the types that every test creator should have. We've added to the questions 2 HTML containers to give users, or better admins, the possibility to make them more visual, add videos, add any kind of HTML content they want to the questions, so that looks better. And at the end of it, you then add the answers. Depending on what question type you choose, you will then have to give correct or false answers, and so on. Again, I don't have time to go through all of it. as we have to rush through this demo a little bit. The last thing quickly is the line management group. That's a user management thing. It's done through roles. You can create line management groups. So let's say we were to do a HR group. You just add a group. This all employees in HR. You select the members of that group. So let's take one, let's select another one, and then you define a line manager, and this will be the person which will have the possibility to then view the progress of the whole group on the front end. That's it from me. Again, please contact us if you want more in-depth demonstration. I'm going to now hand over to Alex, who will give you a bit more technical breakdown or lowdown and all.
Okay. Thank you, Roman. Just bear with me a second. Okay. So, not to go into too much detail here, the development process, we used an agile development model. We thought this was the best way to approach this subject. We decided to build the system in a very modular fashion so that we could evolve each module dependent on user testing as the development progressed. Testing was carried out throughout the development process and was repeated on completion of each and integration of each module. The starting point for all the testing was use case and wireframes. This was particularly useful to allow for non-technical staff to test the system in a separate environment whilst the main development was in progress. We used an online tool called Assembler, which provides an agile workspace for the entire project to manage development, processing, and testing issues. We found this to work very well, especially in the modular and agile methodology which we used. We handled deployment in a number of ways. Really, that's down to the client. We can provide an installation package, which is very similar to the Kentico import-export packages, which you'll be familiar with if you've used the marketplace at all. Alternatively, we can provide you with a pre-installed version of CPD, which is pre-installed into a Kentico if you're starting from scratch. Development is ongoing all the time. This is an organic project. In keeping with Agile principles, we provide updates on a regular basis. Again, this can be provided as an installation package, which can either be applied by yourselves or with assistance from ourselves.
So we're planning to have a 0.5 and
Yes.
a major upgrade every year, yeah?
Yes, that's right. We try and keep everything in line with the roadmap for Kentico. So if Kentico releases a major upgrade, you can expect a version of CPD in line with that.
So version 7 is out now. When can we expect the...
You can expect version 7 by early 2013, I think.
And that's in line with their install package, is that?
Yes, that's right. I mean, there isn't an upgrade package currently for version 6 to 7, so we'd be waiting for that to come out.
Okay.
Okay. As Simon mentioned previously, we've been working on this project since early 2012. We've been working with Kentico and e-learning solutions since 2008. Prior to this, we've been creating a number of bespoke solutions for various clients, and we took this experience into our own project, into our own product. We decided to use the Portal engine for development rather than ASPX engine.
And why is that?
I personally find it a bit easier to use. Although saying that, there's nothing stopping anyone from using the SPX engine if they want to, because the web parts will work regardless. We decided to create all of the database tables initially as custom tables in Kentico, as we found that this gives immediate access, allows us to leverage the API straight away. In conjunction with that, we used the entity framework. So the combination of the two allows for very speedy development. But okay, as we saw earlier, the learning management system has a variety of content types which we can use. Documents, anything from PowerPoint presentations, Word documents, PDFs. More importantly now, HTML5, which can be zipped up as a package and uploaded. So if you have any mobile applications or presentations written in HTML5, we can handle that. SCORM, again, this is very important in the learning management universe, allowing you to import your content from your existing learning management system or from external sources. We can embed content such as videos, for instance, from Vimeo, as we saw earlier, or YouTube, yeah, or the sky's the limit there. Anything we can embed. Again, we can upload FLVs, which we can embed, and Flash presentations. Obviously, don't want to put too much emphasis on Flash at the moment, as we all know, Flash is coming to its last days now. But obviously, there's still a plethora of content still out there, so we have to keep supporting there.
There's a lot of Articulate presentations and quizzes out on the market.
Yeah, obviously a lot of the SCORM content that you encounter will still be Flash, and whilst people are trying to move forward, it's still early days, so you still have to account for Flash, unfortunately.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So, SCORM, a little bit about SCORM. SCORM is a set of technical standards for anyone who isn't aware. It's Shareable Content Object Reference Model, and SCORM essentially tells programs how to write their code so it plays well with other learning management systems. It's a de facto industry standard for e-learning interoperability. Specifically, SCORM governs how online learning content and learning management systems, LMSs, communicate with each other. SCORM, what it doesn't do is speak to how to design your content, but it's purely a technical standard, which means that you can move your content from one system to another. To fulfill this, we currently have a connector with Rustiki, who look them up in the www.scorm.com, who are the industry leader here in SCORM content and engine design. It's a cloud model, meaning that it's entirely scalable to your needs. There's automatic compatibility with all the previous and current SCORM editions, which if anyone who's worked with SCORM knows it's a bit of a headache. It's also future-proof. SCORM is changing. Whilst it allows for interoperability, currently there's a lot of restrictions which SCORM places upon content creators, and the Tin Can API, which has been spearheaded by Rustiki, is already included in the SCORM Cloud Connector.
So this is the new version of SCORM,
yes.
Is it the future of SCORM,
yeah.
in terms of shareable content?
Yes, absolutely. It lifts restrictions. You're much more able to have much more freedom about what and where you give out your e-learning content.
So the goal of CPD, using the SCORM Cloud Connector at the moment, but also its goal in the future, is to make sure that standards,
Yeah.
i.e. SCORM and the tin can,
Yeah.
are actually accommodated
Yes.
within our learning management
Yes.
system.
This is scalable. You only pay per registration. What that means is that each time somebody signs up to a course, that you pay a fee per registration rather than a single large fee, which is very common in the SCORM world. Coming later next year, we hope to have a native SCORM engine installed in the CPD, so that if you don't want to have an account, use Rustiki, you can still use your SCORM content. The other good feature is that the test creator will allow you to now export your tests in a SCORM format.
So just to be clear, at the moment, the model of current model of Kentico and the current model of CPD is that of a license model where you buy your software,
Yeah.
you put it on your server, and away you go.
Yeah.
But if you have SCORM content
Yeah.
that you want to use on the CPD at this current time, that needs to go through the cloud, for which you will need to pay a fee
Per user.
for using the cloud.
Yeah.
And basically next year we're going to be in a position where you'll have a choice. You can either continue to use the cloud connector or adopt the cloud approach, or you'll be able to use this SCORM engine that will be embedded
Yes.
in
Yes.
our learning management system.
That's right, yeah. Okay. So, just to run over a couple of things which are currently in development. First things first is mobile web applications. Using the standard Kentico approach, we're going to be trying to leverage responsive design using CSS3. Mobile device detection, device profiles, so that you can design your mobile website around the profiles. Anyone who's watched some of the previous webinars should be quite familiar with this. Kentico also allows us to have automatic layout transformations, so it switches the layouts dependent on the user agent for the mobile device, and can have conditional layouts also.
So the new layouts that we have planned are going to be quite far removed, both in terms of their look and feel, but also in terms of the change in function.
Yeah.
In order to give far more of what you might call an iPhone or iPad
That's right. Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Also in development, we have some native applications, and what I mean by that is they're developed specifically for each platform. In this case, what we currently have is Android and iOS for iPhones. The reason for this, rather than using a mobile web application or a hybrid web applications where you're consuming web content inside a native frame, is that for me personally, I think you get the best user experience in native applications, and also it allows for people who want to use the learning management systems on the move. Oftentimes people will be sat in the train and they want to take their CPD. This means that if the offline content is there, that means that they don't have to have an active web connection.
So we want to provide basically the ability for learners to be sat on the train in the morning, or to be on the tube, and to be able to be going through watching videos, or taking tests, or reading documents, and so they're actually doing their continued professional development and going through their training plans and their courses essentially while they're on the move, or they're going to work or coming home from work.
Okay. Another thing which is brand new, but I thought I'd stick it anyway because I'm quite excited, is learning pathways. Non-speakable standard learning pathway, which is you open a training plan by your line manager or your administrator, and you take that either in sequence, preferably, and you certify when you're completed, and it's a very linear process. The custom learning pathways, for anyone who's familiar with EMS, the process, it's very similar to the process automation, where you can define workflows based on a set of criteria, either, for instance, upon competency assessment results or the results of their last training plan. You can decide, therefore, that if user A fails course A, that they should retake course A and take a foundation course also. So this frees up a lot of the customization requests we get about can you build this frees up administrators to define whatever learning paths they decide to use.
A lot of work has been done by for content management, but also for enterprise marketing in terms of workflow, and learning management systems are no different. Understanding and being able to use basically a graphical view of a workflow will enable you to very easily start to more easily plan learning pathways and basically with a drag and drop functionality.
Okay, again, collaboration is very important to learning management, so we've decided to add some new features which came with this, and a couple of features of our own. First off, it's messaging. In many scenarios, you'd want collaboration groups who might be remote, might be working in the same office, to be able to chat about various things regarding their training. Instant messaging and chat rooms provides for this. We've also decided to extend the line management functionality you saw earlier into a full workspace, taking in the groups functionality of Kentico. We're hoping that this will really open up the possibilities for the learning management system into an intranet environment, and really allow people to engage more fully.
Increased collaboration in the learning management system is one of our key goals, and to basically with version 1.5 and our 0.5 models will typically be embracing the functionality of the main version from Kentico. So basically within a few months, and when we're releasing the version 7 version of CPD, then it will be adopting the best bits, if not all bits, from the main version of Kentico.
Okay. E-commerce. Another thing area we keep running into is that people want to sell learning management systems are not just for an interest for internal departments. So we've decided to add some services so that people can sign up and pay for individual courses, whole subjects, automatic renewals for memberships. Also looking into upselling products or courses or subjects using the EMS. We've also decided to implement a web services layer for external e-commerce systems, so that if you have a shop somewhere else, that you can more easily integrate with the CPD system. Also, another thing that's quite important for membership is signing up for terms and conditions. So you want the user to confirm to your terms of trade before they take the course once they've purchased it. Also, cloud storage. Obviously, with for many people, the amount of content that they have means that we can't rely on the standard server models anymore. So we decided to implement cloud connectors so that you can leverage cloud storage for your learning content, especially when you're dealing with video.
All the main tasks in learning, whether it's PowerPoint or video or PDF, but particularly PowerPoint and video, you've got, if you've got 200-300 bits of learning content, then ideally you want to be at least have the option.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so back to me. I can see that it's 1:45, and so I'm going to try and get through this so that there's adequate time for questions. A little bit about the learning management market. It's important for us to talk to, and a number of you are Kentico partners, and we want to be having closer relationships with the Kentico partners. We already have good relationships with a number of you, and so just to give you a bit of information about the learning management market so that you can actually see the opportunity that is presented not only to us but to you. So online training can save organisations up to 50% compared to training-led education. It's worth checking out at learningacademy.co.uk more details about this. We have an infographic that you can access from the homepage that goes into that in a lot more detail. Then if we have a look at the pie chart, there's a massive growth in use by corporations of online learning and e-learning, so we can see the figures there, and that growth is only continuing, and of course as we're through to second and third phase of use by companies, there is always a need. People are always looking to new or to actually engage in learning. Oh, and here's another one. We have just the general growth of the marketplace. Again, this is for the United States, but you get a good idea of just how big a marketplace it is. So, for those of you that are partners, we run a similar model to Kentico in terms of when you're a partner, then you can benefit from a discount. We are looking to engage with companies that will actually go out to their existing clients, their prospects, and actually sell e-learning and sell CPD on the back of their Kentico experience to their markets. And there are a host of opportunities that await Kentico partners who do that. There is the discount. There is also the discount that they already get on ultimate licenses. There are possibilities for additional fees, including implementation fees, design modification fees, general consulting, and also the creation of more advanced digital learning material. In terms of the future, in terms of where we're taking CPD, as Alex suggested and has spoken about, we are looking to provide an improved SCORM solution where there'll be full integration. We are looking at mobile e-learning, both from a view of web, but also as well. We are looking at new tests and question formats and looking for feedback from our users in terms of what new tests and question types that they may need. We think we've pretty much got it covered, but we're always open for feedback. And also we're looking to introduce a more formal competency assessment system where you've got competency assessment tools and you've got benchmarking, which will actually help as, if you like, a forerunner to the training plan. So basically, on the back of benchmarking and taking competency assessment, it will actually direct the administrators and the managers as to what would be the best training plan to undertake.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. So if you are interested, then please contact us. There's all our contact details. We would very much like to either take you through a demonstration at a slower and more detailed pace, or indeed to provide you with your very own trial version for you to take away and play with.
Okay.
Any questions?
Yes.
All right. Well, do we have any questions? Looks like a few folks are here. So one question that I did see come across was you guys will have an update for version 7 on Kentico as we release the upgrade package. Is that what we understood?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, perfect. And then another question I saw come
Sorry,
across.
Tom, sorry to interrupt, Tom. Just to say, we have actually looked at it already in terms of how much of it is working with Kentico 7, and to be quite honest, there aren't any identifiable issues at all. Yeah. But we just want to be we want to handle it in a structured manner.
Okay, perfect. And our upgrade package should be available in the next week or two, so we're right on the cusp. So, and then another question I saw was about Windows Azure, and obviously we support Windows Azure and running in the cloud. Are you guys offering the ability to store additional data in the cloud? I think someone was a little confused on that.
Sure. So obviously you guys already have Azure support in place. We were developing a connector just for using Azure as a storage medium. Obviously everything, the native support that you guys have is working on as well.
Yeah, we're specifically identifying the fact that training material may well need to be held in the cloud because of its sheer volume, and we're just making sure that there is a connector between the CPD and that training material. So it's a seamless integration.
Perfect. Well, those are the questions that I saw. If anyone listening has any other questions, please feel free to send them over. As always, we want to make sure everyone gets as many questions as they can answered. And I think it looks like we're not getting any other questions in. So if folks are interested, and I know you guys have said it a couple of times, they can contact you via telonline.com, and you've provided your UK phone number, or they can send an email to info@learningacademy.co.uk, or they can hit you up via Twitter, it sounds like.
That's right, yeah. We're quite active on Twitter. The learningacademy.co.uk website has loads of information there, loads of resources, videos, infographics, all kinds of information to actually help learn a little bit more about CPD and what we're doing in terms of learning management systems and working with Kentico.
Perfect. Okay, well, is there, I don't see actually any other questions that have come in. Certainly You got a few thank yous about how great it looks, which is always nice to hear. And Simon, and is there anything else you guys would like to talk about, or can I just give you a quick thank you for taking the time to speak with us today? And as always, we will have the materials available. We'll post up your slide deck, and barring any technical issues, we've been recording this, and hopefully we'll have a recording available in the next day or so.
Tom, as always, it was a pleasure.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys very much, and thanks everyone for joining today, and we look forward to everyone joining us on our next webcast. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.